The word art etymologically comes from the Aryan root word art, which means to join or put together. The Latin term "ars," an artist, means everything that is artificially made or composed by man. According to Adams, art particularly refers to the skillful arrangement or composition of some common but significant qualities of nature, such as sound, color, line, movement, word, stone, and wood, to express feelings, thoughts, imagination, and dreams in an amazing, meaningful, and enjoyable way. Humanity's true art deals with man's internal world, his personality and experience, matters that cannot be directly measured, classified, or controlled. Art is subjective. It provides enjoyment and stimulation and provides people with an image of themselves. Art has two main functions. Functional art forms makes man's life better. Examples are architecture, weaving, and furniture making. Non-functional art forms serve purpose far beyond the mundane survival functions. Examples are painting, sculpture, literature, music, dance, and theater. All art forms generally have the following functions: the human need for expression. This seems to be built in the human psyche. This need to express, to show, to exhibit what is hidden in man's inner world, his thoughts, emotion, imagination, dreams, and aspiration are expressed in his art. The social need for display, celebration, and communication. It is not enough for man to express his inner world through his art. He needs to share and convey it to others too. In this way, others may know, may empathize, and may realize that people are interconnected. The physical needs for functional objects. All art is man made. In the effort to make human life better, objects are created, which is also classified as art. All of technology is art. It is a careful combination of form and function. Art as viewed by philosophy. Philosophy, as a field of discipline, has attempted to explain almost all aspects of human existence. Aesthetics is the philosophical study of beauty and taste. It is concerned with the nature of art and used as basis for interpreting and evaluating individual works of art. Plato was a philosopher of ancient Greece. He is known for his famous dialogues that includes his equally famous teacher, Socrates. Plato was said to have loved and hated arts at the same time. Using his dialogues as basis, Plato was seen as a good literary stylist and a great storyteller. Art as imitation. Plato says that art imitates the objects and events of ordinary life. In other words, a work of art is a copy of a form. It is even more of an illusion based from ordinary experience. Endowed with his artistic abilities, he considered art as threatening. He saw how powerful arts can be in shaping a person's character. As such, Plato contended that although arts can be used to train citizens to have an ideal society, using arts to accomplish this should be strictly controlled. Aristotle was also a famous philosopher of ancient Greece. He was a student of Plato. Regarding the arts, Aristotle first distinguished between what is good and what is beautiful. He stated that the good always presents itself in some action, while a thing of beauty may exist even in motionless objects or things. According to Aristotle, universal elements of beauty are manifested by order, symmetry, and definiteness. In his Poetics, he stated that physical manifestation of beauty is likewise affected by its size. Example, it should not be too big nor too small. The art's aim was to give pleasure, and in giving pleasure, the arts presented itself as an activity. Aristotle's emphasis was on poetry. He stated that poetry was more philosophic and serious than philosophy itself. Poets, according to Aristotle, imitated three things. Number one, things and events which have been or still are. Number two, things which are said to be seen and are probable. And three, things which essentially are. Immanuel Kant was a German Enlightenment philosopher. In 1763, he wrote a treatise on aesthetics entitled Observations on the Feelings of the Beautiful and the Sublime. His main interest was not in art itself, but on beauty. Kant thought that beauty does not rest on the properties of the objects or the things, but rather on the manner in which people respond to these objects or things. In other words, beauty is a matter of taste. Kant further explained that taste can be both subjective and universal. Subjective taste does not focus on the properties of the object itself, but rather on the pleasure of one's experience as he responds to it. For example, when looking at a painting, what matters most is not what the painting is all about or how it is organized, but rather on the emotions that the painting is able to successfully arouse. Universal taste is non aesthetic and does not consider the beauty of the artwork or the mastery of the artist, but rather the work is appreciated for what it is. For example, the painting of Mona Lisa is admired because of its popularity and because it was created by Leonardo da Vinci. For Immanuel Kant, question of form and color is not important. Color for him has nothing to do with the properties of the object, but is only used for its decorative function. What is important in beauty is the design and composition. In Kant's philosophy, there are two kinds of aesthetic responses. Number one, beauty results in pleasure. There is order, harmony, and symmetry. Number two, beauty leads to a response of awe that overwhelms the viewers of the art. An artist is a person who exhibits exceptional skills in the visual or performing arts. Unlike other people, artists are more sensitive, very perceptive, and more creative. They have the knack of interpreting ideas into an artistic form, using their mediums, words, pigments, clay, stone, musical notes, or any combination that may best represent his message. An artisan, on the other hand, is a person who is in a skilled trade, involves making things by hand. He is a craft worker who makes or creates objects of great beauty by just using his hands. His creation may be functional or decorative, like an earthen pot or a vase for decoration. Other examples of artisan's crafts are furniture, sculpture, glass figures, metalwork, clothing, jewelry, food items, and handicraft.